everybody. Okay, we're back. So, in the previous video, you probably heard some babbling in the background. Yes, that's my almost 2-year-old son who is just living his life when mommy's trying to do a video. So, if you hear it again, do not be alarmed. I'm safe. It's just that he's running around and playing and living his life. So, in the previous video, we discussed what describes the messenger. Okay, we were looking at the context. Well, in this particular video, I'm talking about the message itself. Now, as it relates to the message, there are two specific things that you are asked to examine, which is the style and the tone that the author uses. So this, instead of describing the messenger, actually describes the message itself, okay, and how it's delivered to you, the reader. So if we look at this more closely, let's look at style. So this connotes the author's attitude toward the audience. Okay, so this is the attitude toward you. I think of this as a style of dress, for instance. You dress in a way that's appropriate for the circumstance or the event. So you are going to dress specifically for work, depending on where you work. You're going to dress specifically for dinner with your friends versus a job interview, versus a trip to the grocery store or a visit to the movies or the zoo. So all of these examples just demonstrate to you how you would change. You don't change who you are, but you change your appearance, right? You change your style. You change how you dress yourself up depending on where it appears. And so in these articles, what you'll notice is that all of them are appropriate for the circumstance or for the event that they're describing. So think to yourself as you're addressing style, why is the format of the work, how it's written, why is it effective for helping the author communicate his or her message? Now, think of it this way. All of these articles are published in magazines. So why is the style of this format, for instance, useful for this author? This is just giving you other things to think about. Now, remember from our Module 2 overview that I posted today on Monday, there's a mini PowerPoint lecture that demonstrates the nuances of written communication, including style and tone. And in this little mini PowerPoint, I am not only entertaining you, but I'm informing you. And so there's some great visuals that I've put with this that I think will help you to really differentiate between the two. Okay, style can also connote things like, and tone. They work together. So when we think about things like language use, how formal does it feel? What formalities do they bring to the written work? And then what maybe feels not as formal, and how is that working for them? If we look at tone, this connotes the author's attitude toward the subject matter itself and us. Okay, so this is the attitude about what they're saying, about the subject matter. So how is the subject being spoken about? How are they speaking to us? Are we being spoken to as if we're sitting next to them on a bus, or are we being spoken to as if they're from behind a podium and we're sitting in the audience? Okay, so a couple things, different things to think about here. Again, check out that mini PowerPoint lecture that I posted. I think that it really will help to clear up quite a bit of what these things mean. Now, for the last part of this question is asking you about the author's purpose. Why did the author write this? What is the purpose? The purpose is tied to the message. The message is the claim. What is the main idea? What is the message to readers? What does the author want us so desperately to know? So I like to think of writing in this way. Writing is often it's like teaching, because what you're doing essentially is you're teaching someone else how to think about something the same way that you do. I hope this helps, this breakdown of the first question. Stay tuned for the next question.